So, you're watching the Hustle and Know Entrepreneurial Experience. We are an entrepreneurial book club moving into the podcast world. So, I'm Julie. I'll be your host today. Joining us, we have Joseph Warren, Financial Planning HQ co-owner. And then we have Shawn Townley, consultant, entrepreneur, husband, and geek. I think I said that right. Okay, so we read the book, Crushing It, which is how great entrepreneurs build their business and influence, and how you can too. See that? It's Gary Vaynerchuk. He's the author. Okay, so without further ado, let's talk about the book. Okay, in the one word or sentence, give me your synopsis of the book. If you were the author, what's the main point you want the reader to take away from this book? Joseph, how about you go first today?
Yes. I would say the main thing is that because of the world we live in nowadays, because of technology, you can really follow your passion, follow the things that you love, and turn that into a business to make money. But a lot of people don't do it because they're afraid of what people will think of them, maybe, or they just don't give themselves permission because it's kind of outside the box, or it seems outside the box. And he's really advocating for using the tools available to you. I remember I was watching a movie a long time ago, Machete. Has anyone ever seen the movie Machete? It's a really silly movie. And in it, the main character says, "Machete, don't text." And it's kind of like, also a part of it is like kind of like thinking like, I don't want to try out these new technologies. I don't want to try out Snapchat because it's for kids, or I don't want to try out Facebook because it's for older people. But really, you're limiting your marketing when you do that. So I would say go digital and use the tools available to you that in the current world is what he's saying.
Nice.
That was a paragraph. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I know, I need to take that out. Okay, awesome. Yeah, very true. I definitely agree. I feel like same thing. The book basically, in its entirety, is giving examples of successful entrepreneurs and how they were able to leverage these social media platforms. And he goes into all of them, like the Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, which at the time he wrote this book, it was called Musical.ly. And I was reading it, and I was like, what's Musical.ly? It's TikTok. So, but anyways, so he gives examples of actually 22 examples. I counted how many entrepreneurs. So lots and lots of examples. And this book, he doesn't go into too much on like how to necessarily be successful like through those platforms. It's more of like, they did it, you can too. And they reference his previous book. So this one's Crushing It, and the previous one is Crush, just the Crush It. So that book is when they go into details on like step by step what to do. So yeah, I'm definitely have to check that out. So Shawn, what do you think the book was about?
Just get started. Work your ass off. You're never doing enough.
I mean, he said it all. That is very, very true. Constantly in the book, these examples, they're saying, you know, it's not overnight success. It takes years, plural. And if you have a regular job, okay, that's fine. But then afterwards, you still need to work like 5 hours a day on whatever, at least, or whatever free time you have, work. The point is like, he's saying, do this if you're not happy. If you're not happy with your day-to-day life, change it and use social media to build yourself a personal brand and change it. Because there's so many opportunities if you have a brand. So yeah, that's the gist. But we'll go into more details, guys. So tell us what you liked best and what you disliked about the book. Shawn, you're going first.
This book was exhausting. Just listen to this guy talk, just as exhausting. He is the anti-Tim Ferriss. He does not want you to work 4 hours a week. He wants you to work like 16-hour days, work your ass off, be an entrepreneur, hate it, and when you know you're hating it, just keep doing it some more and keep shoveling till you can buy the New York Jets. Do it. Do it. Why are you sitting on your ass? Or did you finish your meal? Do it. What I like about the book is his energy. He has lots and lots of it. And he's very evidently contagious when it comes to it. I mean, there was a lot of good success stories. I didn't realize there was 22 of them. Thank you for bringing that point out. But I think I got it after about 3 of them. I kind of figured where this was going.
Definitely. That response is just hilarious. It was very tricky reading this book after reading the 4-Hour Work Week. Mm-hmm. But then it reminded, because the 4-Hour Work Week, though, I remembered he said, the 4-Hour Work Week is not for a person who wants to essentially be a business owner, like working in your business day to day. The 4-Hour Work Week is for people who want to own businesses, just own them, but then go do whatever you want and like basically cash in the money while it's running like on its own without you. This is like completely different. So I think, you know, it's just different ways to run a business, I guess.
It's totally opposite, just jumping off that.
Yeah. It's
totally opposite, because like Tim Ferriss is like work smarter, not harder. And then even in this book, he says work harder and work smarter or something like that. So he's telling you to like just pour. And then Tim Ferriss is all about pouring. He doesn't care about like the heart of the business or if you're passionate about it. He's kind of like, just automate your money and then you can go do the things you're passionate about. And he's saying like Gary Vaynerchuk is saying more like it's a complete opposite. He's saying you have to pour your heart into your work and that becomes your focus, and you do that like 20-hour days, sleep 4 hours, do it during your lunch break. Completely opposite.
But he's not advocating a bad lifestyle. He doesn't want you to live like a crappy lifestyle.
I mean, that's debatable. It's depending on what you want, I guess. He's like, if family is important to you, still spend your holidays with your family, still get your 8 hours of sleep or whatever you need. If you only need 5, only sleep 5. But if you need 8 hours,
send out tweets on your break.
But yeah, on your break, during your lunch, like anything you can do before work, after work, till like 2 a.m., which is what a lot of these entrepreneurs did. So to me, it's like a little contradicting, because like, okay, if you are being super efficient with your time and you do all these posts, like let's say you schedule them out or something, and you're able to do it in 2 hours, okay, well then you can't respond to them. You know, the whole process of like only checking emails twice a day, you can't only check your Twitter messages twice a day. Like what if you're getting responses and this and that? Like it should be constant. So that is a little, they're not together. They're not together. Okay, then Joseph, what about you? What did you like and what did you dislike about the book?
What I liked about the book, if you're like me, like reading this book gave me a sense of dread. Almost. It almost gave me like not a quarter life crisis, because I'm not 25, not a midlife crisis, but like a third life crisis is really what it gave me. Because I remember reading it before. We read it like maybe 2 years ago, and he was talking about Musical.ly. And I was thinking back at that time, like, what if I had downloaded Musical.ly and actually started creating content? And I did download it, but I stayed in the consumption phase. And I love TikTok now, but I still have not made one TikTok. So it kind of got me thinking about all the things I could have done back then that I didn't do, and where I would be now if I had done them. But I think that's a good thing. The testimonials kind of brought that out of me. I was kind of like, if this guy can do it, I can do it. So it was almost like a call to action for me. What I disliked about the book, let me see my notes here. Oh yeah, he even says that himself. A lot of people are going to read the book and they're not going to take action on it, which is exactly what happened to me the first time in a lot of ways. And I wish there was more of a call to action, maybe like some type of like maybe a blank page where he just said like, put your social media strategy here and sign that you're going to do it. Something like that. Some sort of commitment advice or challenges like Tim Ferriss does. Hate to go back and forth between the two because they're so different, but they're talking about the same thing. But maybe a challenge, like write a tweet after the Twitter one, like just write one original tweet to at least get you started. I think that would be better instead of just judging and being like, get off your ass and do it now. It kind of reminded me of like that Shia LaBeouf. Have you seen the Shia LaBeouf meme video where he's like, just do it? It's not enough. Like you need something to get people like push them to do it. And words are not enough. There has to be some type of device. So I love Gary Vee, but that's my criticism.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that like just goes back to what I was saying. Like in the first book, in Crush It, that's where he does say like step by step, like what to do. So that might have been more helpful. But he doesn't, I don't think there was no like sign this and post it. Like, like that you're going to do it for accountability. But that's just something we've also learned from Atomic Habits.
On his website, you go out there and you sign something. There's something on his website you go out and you sign. So you can blame him for, telling your family that you're not going to see him anymore.
No. That's not what he says. He says holidays though, like see your family on holidays, special occasions, but like in general, like don't take vacations. Like
put your phone away when you eat with your family. Oh, thank you.
Everyone's different. You have to find the balance that works really for you.
This is for people like going into the military that have no structure whatsoever. Just beat the shit out of them and tell them to get their ass and just put out stuff, and then something good's going to happen. I'm kind of more the Tim Ferriss school of thought. Let's automate and make it easier. Maybe that's because I'm an old guy. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. It's like not. I feel like super realistic. Like if you want a social life, or if you're in a relationship or anything, because these people they just work and then they work 24/7 and then they sleep and work and do it all over again or study. So, but that's a sacrifice you make now for later.
It's like a bad boyfriend or girlfriend, is what he said. Being an entrepreneur, it's like being in a bad relationship constantly. He just happens to get off on it.
No one said it was going to be easy, but it will be worth it.
What does that even mean?
It's just like a phrase. It's just a general.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, but to what end? I mean, I was watching some of the interviews and stuff that he's done on YouTube, and it's like, I had these visions where, when my daughter was born, that I lost all my money, and I was like so pumped to just go out and do it all again and just build everything from scratch. I didn't even want the money anymore. I just love just building things. And I'm like, you're a psycho, man.
That's what he's passionate about. That's what he loves doing.
Well, yeah. He owns the New York Jets, and then I guess game over after that.
Yeah.
No, he's never going to stop. As soon as he accomplishes that, he's just going to keep making another business or whatever.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude is definitely not about the money. The money train left a long time ago. He's definitely not in it for the bank account. He is very passionate about being Gary V.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Okay, so my turn. What I liked about the book is when they say, entrepreneurs' truest love is seeing how their product or service makes others feel, in helping customers solve problems, achieve more, or feel better about themselves. In short, the source of their success lies in how much they care. And then he's like, AKA, that's the best marketing strategy ever. Is just show the customers you care about them as a human. And that's what a lot of the examples were in the book. If you write little thank you letters, handwritten thank you letters after every purchase, or selfies, or just listening to their problems and then trying to figure out a solution. Like the example with Lewis Howes, where he started off somehow looking for a job via LinkedIn, and then he ended up being really good with LinkedIn, and then he ended up being an expert in LinkedIn. So then people would ask him questions how do you do this? And then he would host seminars on how to work LinkedIn, and then just grew from there, and to the point where he wanted to figure out where he was going to host these sessions. And then so he would go to restaurants and be like, what's your slowest night of the week? Okay, let's say they say Tuesday. Great, we're going to have an event here Tuesday. I'll advertise it. Just give me a cut of the food. At first, I think there maybe was no cut. It was just let me have it here, and I'll bring in all this business for you. And then eventually they were so popular that he was getting cuts from food and then ticket prices. And point is Lewis went in with the mentality of asking the restaurant owners, how can I help you? When's your slowest night? And that's how his mindset's been the whole time, how to help others. Now he has a super awesome podcast. So he
hit a wall with the LinkedIn thing. He didn't want to do it anymore.
Well, yeah, eventually. And then he switched avenues, like most people. But anyway, so I really liked that about the book. that, you know, it shows about how you care. Because, which I guess is not really the 4-hour work week mentality. I'm just making it and whatever, just figure out something to sell. And then, no, you can still do it with care and like, but depending on what you sell. Anywho, okay, let's see. What I disliked was, I agree, same with Joseph, I wish there was like a little more meat in the book than just examples. Like I wouldn't want to know how they did it, because in the first one, that was like made in 2009. This one was made, I think, 2018. So we're in 2020 now, obviously. But he could have given like updates. Okay, I've been working the social media market for like 10 years now. Here's like a little bit of updates, which I mean, he did a little bit, but maybe more in depth.
There were 22 examples. You didn't.
Yeah, that was a lot. Well, in the book, he says like he was getting some like floods and floods and floods of people wanting to be featured in this book, because I mean, yeah, granted, if you're featured, people are immediately going to look you up, like, and then follow you, and their business is going to go through the roof. But he limited it just 22. But these examples were like 3 pages minimum to like 7 pages or more. So they were like, it took several pages for one example. So that's what I'm saying. The entire book is basically examples. But like he said before, nothing in this book isn't something that he's already given out for free on social media, whether you'll find it on his Instagram or YouTube or whatever. Everything he's saying, he's already said before. It's just compiled in one little area, one little space for you to read neatly, which is like what I like. So, I guess that's pretty much it. What I didn't like. I mean, I guess the only other thing was he was saying like you kind of have to have a personal brand to be successful. Mm-hmm. I mean, the success can come in different ways with different people. Like if you're not an entrepreneur, like none of this is going to resonate with you, and you might like be like, "That's not how you can be successful." I'm like a, you know, really head in the tech world, like I don't know,
firm or something.
A firm, yeah, or I don't know. Some people are happy with like or like a fisherman or something, you know?
Yeah.
So that part I wasn't like a huge fan of. But I mean, I get what he's trying to say, because, and then the whole passion thing, you have to be passionate about your business. Otherwise, you're not going to go far with it. You're going to give up. It's going to be too hard, whatever. That's why you have to be passionate about it. But I think if you just think about it differently, because one of the examples was this guy just wanting to test out how he could make money really quickly. And so he started selling, what's small and easy that I can ship? Oh, jewelry. And then he just started selling a ton of jewelry. And I think by the end of year 1, it just blew up because he utilized Facebook like for selling to all these like moms. And I think by the end of the first year, he ended up making like almost $1 million. Like it just was super successful. But he wasn't passionate about jewelry. He was passionate about skateboarding. But he just wanted to test it. So I don't know. Unless your passion is like the process itself, or the fact that you are providing a product that other people enjoy, that could show that you're caring for their needs, even if it doesn't care for you. So I just think like there's different like twists on that, but that's just my personal opinion. Yeah. Okay, then moving on. Let's see. What is something that you learned from the book that you didn't know before? And give me an example of how you're going to apply it to your real life.
Yeah.
Joseph.
So I love this idea. It's the idea of like you create a pillar of content, maybe something like a podcast, a long video, and then out of that you can pull out quotes that on Twitter. You can create micro content. You can take little clips and put them on Instagram stories or different places. I really like that idea because it's like it shows you how you can really multiply your time and really be efficient by creating this great content, long form, and then kind of chop it up into different things, posts, all like types of different things. And related to that, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start tweeting. I don't want to say it, once per day, which it seems very doable. It's like 140 characters or less. So not now, but like over the weekend, I'm going to start tweeting once per day. Follow me on Twitter.
Well, you're already putting it off. I mean, what part of this story now doesn't you understand?
I need to come up with my strategy first. I got to strategize.
All right, 140. Come on.
Okay, I'll do it on Saturday. Today's busy.
Okay.
That's awesome. Well, good job, Joseph. That's another thing that he says in this book. He says, like, don't create, document. So instead, literally, put a camera on your head or pay somebody to follow you around everywhere you go and document what you do. And then from there, take like the good parts and post them. He literally says that in the book. Do it. And then like it can be about a variety of different topics or whatever you feel. And then whatever ones you post that start getting like a hit, then you know, okay, you got something there and you can start figuring out how to make a blog with that topic or whatever. So, but I'm just like, my life is not that interesting.
That doesn't matter, Julie. That doesn't matter. He told you it doesn't matter. You just start talking about things you're interested in. That's all that matters, and put it out there. Have you seen his wine videos?
No, I have not.
Oh, you need to go see them.
I mean, I feel like I've already watched him just because how he describes himself talking in the book.
You put content out. I challenge you to vlog 1 minute every day to yourself.
To myself.
Post them on YouTube.
Oh my gosh. You haven't gotten to me yet. Just kidding. 1 minute. I mean, I guess I can go then since we're already talking. But I feel like to me this is like a little touchy, which is kind of like why I was saying I don't know if I agree with it completely, like that you have to have a personal brand and be successful, because I mean, maybe it's just because I don't know about what yet. But then that's what he says. He's like, people want to see the journey of how you got from now to then. So even if your stuff sucks, they can see, oh, look, she was just like any average person and she managed her way. But like,
and if you're talking about what you love, like that's contagious. Like people can feel that energy, and that's fun to watch, no matter what it is.
You want to design clothes, right? So could you imagine? What do you use, the Vera Wing thing? Could you imagine cutting out the first pattern? Can you see? Why don't you show the journey? That's just your 1 minute. Here's what I'm doing to get to my awesomeness. Hey, if you never get to your awesomeness, who cares? At least you put content out there and you did it. But what if you do become a bazillionaire in your industry? Think about all of the women and girls and other people you would inspire along the way.
Yeah, that's true. Is that a wave, Joseph?
No, that's a clap.
I mean,
that's clever.
So if you burn out, then who cares anyway, right? I mean, you got content out there. But
that's true.
But if you make it, think about how valuable that would be. He said, if I could go back and show all my mistakes, then people would just eat that stuff up.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And I mean, 1 minute's not even that bad.
1 minute every day.
That's what I said. 1 minute. It's not bad at all. It's 1 minute.
All right. So I'll take that. I'll take that challenge with you. From here until we do the recap, we'll do 1 minute videos and we'll post them on our Google, on our YouTube, and we'll do a little comparison and we'll have some fun with it.
Okay.
Joseph, you're in now too.
Yeah, we all have
I thought we were gonna be left out. I thought you guys you can do voice, but no, we don't want to say.
No. You have to tweet, do a 1 minute video every day talking about whatever you want.
Anything you want? Okay. Challenge accepted.
How you're going to rule the world someday.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Okay, thanks for challenging us, Shawn.
Thank you, Shawn.
This is like our little mastermind group that we have to like keep ourselves accountable. Okay, well, then I'll keep going on that real quick, because another thing that I am gonna do moving forward is I'm gonna reread Crush It, the initial one that actually has like the step-by-steps, because I'm sure the concepts are mainly the same. And then also use the principles to create a marketing plan for us, our Hustle and Know. So we're going to get better. We're going to get an Instagram, guys.
Wow.
So, and yeah, I'm going to use the tips also from this book. Like little things that I didn't realize, I guess, about YouTube. Like, for example, we've been posting these videos for a little while now. And it talks about, like, channel optimization. Like, do you have a banner on your channel? I'm like, what is that? Is that, like, the cover photo on Facebook? Like, I did I guess the bare minimum for our YouTube account because I don't know any better. So I'm going to really apply what's in here. I have it flagged. And fix our YouTube channel, guys. So all of that's on my stuff that I'm going to move forward. And something I guess also that I didn't know before was writing hashtags is one of the apparently bedrocks of social media and key to discovery. I have been doing it for our stuff, but I didn't really understand the importance. I'm just like, I'm just going to hashtag, like, whatever. Like, but I'm thinking it's already going to, like, start working because then the more we say hustle and know, the more people are going to be like, this is actually a big brand. So, okay, somebody else now. Shawn, how about back to you? Unless that's it. You're just going to do the blog thing.
The thing I'm going to take away is, he's real big about, he doesn't want the money. He doesn't really care about the fame. I think he wants to help people. I think he's willing to go the extra mile to help people. I think he has a compassion piece. Now it's legacy. Now I think he's feeling the effects of, I've been successful. I will never stop. What am I going to leave behind? So I think the legacy piece, and that's part of this challenge for the 1 minute videos every day for the next 2 weeks until we meet again, is what legacy do you want to live? So if you want that to be your content, I'm not going to say what your content needs to be. It just needs to be a minute, and share it. And then let's see where it goes from there. It's just a little project, just a little mini project on the side. So I think thinking about legacy is a big deal.
That's very true. That's a good one. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Well, I guess that's all of us. We all have a lot of work to do. Shawn's like, piece of cake. We got this. 8 hours after work, Shawn. You better get to work.
Till 2 a.m.
Okay. Any other comments, like things we'd like to mention regarding the book to share for the audience? I know I do, but I want to give y'all a chance.
Can I share a quote that kind of reminded me of one of my favorite quotes?
Of course.
So it's Jim Carrey, and he says, you can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance on doing what you love. And it kind of reminded me of this book. I don't think he ever quoted it in the book, but it's an idea, like, you really should go after what you love if you're going to be spending your time doing it. And also, I think, like, the whole 9 to 5, some people like it, but I think it's dead.
Just kidding. Yeah, Joseph, to piggyback off of that, I have heard Jim Carrey say that quote before, and I think a little background was, I think he saw his dad was, I think, maybe an accountant.
Yep.
And he ended up losing his job. Maybe it was like through one of, like, the dips in the economy. Mm-hmm. But anyways, he's like, his dad didn't even like really accounting. He just did it so that he could provide for his family. So if you can fail at something that you don't even love to do, you might as well do what you love and fail at that. And hopefully you don't fail. But I mean, if you're going to fail anyways, you might as well enjoy your day-to-day life. So.
Exactly. Love it.
Something to think about. Shawn, you have anything to add?
Well, we're not guaranteed the next hour, much less the next day. I mean, so why, what was the quote? And I don't even know who said it. Why do you continue working for things that you don't like for people, to impress people you don't even like, right? So I think that's where the eliminate from the Ferriss, Tim Ferriss book, and I think the legacy piece from here is, I think it might be a fun little game. How much can you live on at a minimal level, give the most compassion, enjoy the experience, and have no regrets, and leave a legacy along the way?
Love it. Okay. The last thing I want to mention is that he says, another tidbit, collaborations are the absolutely most tried and true way to grow a fan base quickly. So quickly being a relative term. In most cases, you should count on this process taking years, not months. If that bothers you, close the book. That's funny. But the point of that is that, like, he mentions, like, reach out to other people doing similar things, and you featured on your podcast, and vice versa, and, like, just spread awareness, collaborations. Like, that's the key. So, and I think there was more to it. I guess I didn't write that down. But regarding a community, oh, here it is. He's like, I've said it as nauseum. The best way to reach out to a community is to become a part of the community. Engage, comment, share, and create without asking for anything. So, I mean, that's our goal here. We want to create a community of like-minded entrepreneurs, but, like, we need to, like, reach out to them as well on a more personal level, or, you know, find out things that we have in common. If so, let's all work together. Be happy. Collaborate. Awesome. Okay, thank you so much for watching us, for watching the Hustle and Know Entrepreneurial Experience. You can find more information in the description regarding Gary Vee and crushing it. Don't forget to crush it, guys. And also don't forget, hustle beats talent when talent doesn't hustle. Bye, guys. See you next time.